I grew up believing the world was a theater and each day a new opening night. I often espouse the notion that perception is reality, but the true reality is that life changes. The truth is, life changes as quickly as the roles of predator and prey.
You and I shine like diamonds, separate souls from the mold of man, bound by trust in what we believe in, bound by faith in the promised land. We all need a little shove from time to time, just a little push when we fall behind. It feels so close from where I stand. It's one more mile to the promised land.
In the eyes of my children, let me be a Superman, a knight in shining armor, a cowboy, not a farmer, a circus clown with magic in my hands. I just want to be someone special. Lord, in the eyes of the people who love me, the only thing I'll ever ask of life is just to die, knowing my people are proud of me. Today on the North American Sportsman, it's a very special show. We call it Big Sky Kids. Big Sky, Montana, where several kids have joined together to celebrate life. But each one of them comes to this event with terminal cancer. And the people who support them and breathe the same air and take them to the river and take them to the ponds and take them to celebrate their life, we celebrate with them. It's a very special, special, special show. I hope you enjoy it.
Hi, welcome to the North American Sportsman. I'm Gary Morris. And also welcome to Big Sky, Montana. Montana, the home of Big Sky and the town of Big Sky. We're here for a special reason. It's called Big Sky Kids. As you know, if you've been following the North American Sportsman for the last 3 years, we talk a lot about the taking and the giving back, the cycles of life. This week, with me, you will follow 19 kids who are also participating in cycles of life. Each of these kids are seriously ill, each one with cancer. We will do some fairly unique things. We'll river raft, we'll fly fish, we'll swim, we'll go camping. I think it'll be a half hour you'll never forget. I hope you'll stay with me.
Nestled high up in the Gallatin Mountains of Montana is the small resort village of Big Sky. Once a year, this picturesque mountain town is home to a bunch of kids out to make the most of their summer vacation. These are ordinary kids who just happen to be living extraordinary lives. You see, they've all been touched by cancer. Once you get to know them, you realize, like me, that they've also been touched by God. The Eagle Mount organization of Bozeman, Montana has been treating these and other uniquely challenged children to a week of outdoor fun in Big Sky for more than a decade. Interestingly, the Big Sky Kids' official slogan is "Wind Beneath My Wings," reminiscent of a song I kind of know something about.
It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You've been content to let me shine. You always walked a step behind. I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. Only a face without a name. I never once heard you complain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I'd like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings.
Few of these kids ever have a chance to get out and do what most of us take for granted: fishing, horseback riding, or rafting. But I'll tell you, did they ever take advantage of this opportunity? Our float down the Yellowstone River was wet and wild. By midday, everyone had worked up an appetite, and you know nothing beats a streamside lunch.
That's what how it is.
Yeah, I have three of them. Yeah, my after I go cinnamon.
Well, I can't go that fast.
The last half mile of the float wasn't any less boisterous than the first half.
Some years ago, I was asked by an organization from Dallas, Texas called the Sunshine Kids to start an organization in Montana for children that had cancer. They asked me if I would bring these children to Southwest Montana, and I said yes, I would. I had cancer in 1979, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I was cured of it, and I thought there was something I'd like to give back. So we brought the kids in. We had a great time with the children, but it was an all-volunteer organization, and we kind of wore our welcome out with the people that we asked for donations. Eagle Mount came along and asked me if I'd be interested in turning over the operation to them, and I said absolutely. We needed a bigger organization to take control. I asked for one criteria, and that was we wanted children that were poor, could not have this experience, their parents couldn't pay for it, and they may never have this experience. We had terminal children here. We wanted them out here for 1 week to have a great time. The organization itself now, being run by Eagle Mount, is really first class. The kids that are coming out here are the kind of kids that we wanted to have, the kids that couldn't have this experience. They have had a wonderful time here over the years. I've had a lot of these kids I've sponsored myself. Many of them have died. They've never been able to have this experience. So we've given them a week in the mountains, and I'm really proud to still be a part of this operation, a part of this organization, and I probably will be forever.
These kids amaze me with their strength. They made the most of each day, to be sure, retiring totally fatigued but happy. Late at night, alone under a Montana moon, I tried to make sense of all this, to understand these children's fate and how fortunate I'd been in my life. God bless them.
I've heard a lot in my life about profiles of courage. It normally had something to do with a gallant effort, survival. Well, I'd like to introduce you to a real profile in courage. My friend, Matthew Davis.
Matthew was born in the old farming and mining town of Joliet, Montana. His youth was taken from him at an early age. At 11 years old, he developed a brain tumor. To save his life, the tumor was removed,
Another one.
and years of radiation treatments, chemotherapy, and physical therapy followed. He had won. His life was bright and whole once more. Then he suffered a recurrence. At 18 years of age, when other boys were playing baseball and flirting with girls, Matthew was battling for his life. He had developed osteogenic sarcoma, bone cancer in his left hip. Within months, his left leg had to be removed. A second painful round of chemotherapy ensued. Matthew was a Big Sky kid in 1986. He has returned this year to serve as a senior counselor to help other younger kids afflicted with this evil disease. My new friend Matthew Davis is an inspiration to all the Big Sky kids, and he's an inspiration to me. I hope that if I'm ever faced with moral or physical crisis of such enormity, I'll be able to manifest even half the spirit, half the courage of this young man from Joliet, Montana.
Went over to like Australia and New Guinea and Brazil. And,
You've been there?
yeah, I was over worked with a team of 27 other kids, and we were building a hospital over there. But yeah, I think the best place I've ever been is here in Montana.
We bring a child, and they each come with one parent. It's a bonding time for the child and the parent. So often they have spent their last year or two or however much time since their diagnosis in the hospital, and they haven't had time to have any fun. The kids have forgotten that they could be kids. Over the years, there has been almost 200 children that have come to this program. They come from the city and they come from the country, and they come free of expense to them. These parents have more expense than they can handle. They not only have the emotional stress of their child being ill with a cancer that is life-threatening and could take their lives, but then they also have the financial burden. They may go in for the diagnosis on a Friday, and Tuesday they're flying out to a hospital hundreds of miles away. Last night, a couple of the parents said this is the first time for over a year or two that we have had any quality time with our child.
I first learned of Big Sky Kids through a social worker at the Cleveland Clinic. That's where Kevin goes for his treatments. He has chronic leukemia, and we're looking for a donor, a bone marrow donor. He used to, when it first happened to him, he would just keep to himself and keep a lot of stuff inside and not talk about it. And some of the kids in school, they wouldn't know what to say to him or how to say things to him, and that bothered him. And now he can come out here and he can sit down and talk to all of these other kids out here, and he can relate, and that makes a big difference. In being out here with the Big Sky Kids, it has given Kevin and myself both such an inspiration. I'm just hoping and praying that it can be more kids that have the opportunity to come out here and really just enjoy what we have experienced and enjoyed.
A trip to Montana wouldn't be complete without a visit to Yellowstone National Park. Early one morning, the kids took off to see Old Faithful, a reliable old cuss of a geyser that's been spitting and fuming on a regular basis since the Ice Age. Yellowstone Park was the first opportunity for many of these kids to see wildlife close up.
They didn't have fences on either.
I don't know if I want to discover a grizzly.
Or maybe the IMAX?
Yeah.
You're gonna get to go see the IMAX? I haven't seen that yet.
Go there.
All right.
Go to the bear.
Well, cool.
Okay.
Well, great. Nice seeing you all.
Bye,
Bye.
Thank you.
In West Yellowstone, we visited the Grizzly Center and the IMAX Theater, then watched a live melodrama at the Windmill Theater. I was pooped. I don't know where these kids get their energy. At week's end, a tree was planted at Eagle Mount. Each year, the Big Sky Kids repeat this ritual. So simple, so honest. This tree, which will certainly thrive, being nourished with such hopes and dreams for the future of these remarkable kids.
Still leaning that way.
Back years from now.
You don't come to Montana without doing some fishing. The kids first started at a little pond to get the hang of it. Boy, it was some sight.
Okay, group one, let's go.
Before I left Montana, I found time to fish a little stream below the campsite.
Ooh, it's a nice fish. This is a really nice fish. This is a really nice fish. This is one of those fishes that nobody says is in this little creek. I can't believe he's done. He's right here. He's right here. I'll be. Where you leave? You know, I came up here to Big Sky Country, which I've been before, to visit with Big Sky kids and get an additional treat, a rainbow trout like this. You look at that. This is a wild trout on a little wild stream. Kind of tells you what this week has been like. This week, I have had a lesson in courage. It came not from grown people, it came at the hands of 12, 14, 16, 18-year-old kids. Kids who don't know what tomorrow will bring them. Kids who are here for a common reason. They know about each other's pain. And I've watched them fish and swim and camp and hike and horseback ride. And I've watched them smile and laugh. And some of these kids don't know if there is a tomorrow. In 3 years of doing the North American Sportsman, I've never asked you for anything. It's not my nature. But if you believe you can make a difference, do it, and do it right now. These children and the children like them who will come here to Big Sky year to year come simply based on the amount of money given. It's a nonprofit organization. You can make a difference. I hope you've enjoyed this week's North American Sportsman.
I hope you've enjoyed this very special edition of the North American Sportsman. Great kids and a great time. If you'd like to support them, go to eaglemount.org. That's eaglemount.org, and be generous. And we'll see you next time.